Yo, what is the dealio, y'all? Hey, listen, you already know what time it is, man. Today we got another straight banger for you, all right? So we got a trade of the day today. We got Micron, all right? We busted Micron over the head today. I got a quick 10% on a quick scalp, all right? I'm going to break down how I did that. Now, before we get into the video, I want to say, if you made some bread in the stock market today, drop it in the comments. Let me know how much bread you make and let me know which ticker, what stock you made the money with. All right. And also be sure to like this video for me and subscribe to this channel. Every day we bring in life-changing information to you that could change your life and teach you how to learn how to trade and invest into the stock market. All right. So with that being said, we're going to get into it. Now, we have Micron is what we hit today. All right. In the Discord, as you can see right here, today we went 4 for 4 on our trades in the Discord, 100% win ratio, and we averaging about 86% every single week. All right. So 86% of the time, our plays are going to hit at least 8, 10% and beyond. All right. So we hit Micron today. I'm going to go to the charts and I'm going to show y'all and break down exactly what happened. Let's get it. All right, so right here we got Baba. Baba looks like it actually wants to come down right here. I might get in this trade after this video. But look, let's look at Micron, okay? So it closed yesterday at 72.90, right? And today it opened at 74. So it gapped up, okay? So right here, as you can see, we have a gap up. All right, from here to here. All right, that's a gap up. So at some point in time, this stock is going to come and it's going to fill this gap right here. All right. Now, when the stock opened up right here, all right, and then it came down a little bit. And then it went up and then it blasted off right here on a 15-minute time frame, right? On the 5-minute time frame, I saw 2 fair value gaps, right? We got one right here and we got one right here. Okay, so we're going to put this right here. So we got a FVG right there. All right, and then we got one more right here. All right. So once this happened, okay, once I saw this happen, I did not play this breakout because I wasn't trusting the upside of the market, right? We gapped up 3 days in a row. I'm like, man, I'm not trusting it, right? At some point in time, we coming down. So I thought that this was a bull trap right here. So I didn't play this. But this is what I saw, and I called this out in the Discord, all right? We was right here. So this is yesterday's resistance right here, okay? Yesterday's resistance is 75.38. Right, 75.38. So I'm going to put that right here at 75.38. Okay? Now, that's right here. Now, so MU was right here. And so I looked over and I was like, oh, we have another resistance level. This is on the 15. Let me go to the hourly. We had another resistance level on the hourly. Let me go right here. Okay. I'm zooming out so you can see it a little bit better. Right. We had another level right here. It was really right here. Okay. But I looked on a daily time frame and right here at $76, we have the 21 EMA. Okay. So this is on a daily time frame. So I'm going to show y'all something. So the daily time frame, right? 21 EMA on a daily time frame. I'm going to type that in. This is very important. This is how we snipe shit, all right? Daily. All right, boom. Okay? So 21 EMA on daily time frame. Now we're going to go back to the 15. All right? So this is the 15 now. Okay. So right here, this level right here, that arrow is all the way out. because we're zoomed in, right? But right here was this resistance level, all right, at 76 bucks. So because I saw the 21 EMA on a daily time frame, I said, hey, we could come up to, I know we're at yesterday's resistance right here, but we could come up to test a 21 EMA on a daily time frame. All right. So I didn't get into calls and I didn't get into puts yet. So we're right here, and then we came up exactly to where I said, right? A little bit higher, 76.10, 76.13. Now, here's what started to happen. When I zoom in, I'm going to go to the 5 minute now real quick. Okay. Right here, I saw that we came up, we rejected here, and then we rejected here. Now, it was a little bit risky, slightly risky, but as I was reading price action, I said, I think that we gonna reject right here because we came up here to the 21 EMA and we're starting to reject. And this is a level off the daily time frame. All right. So I took an entry right here. All right. On this red candle right here. I took an entry right there. All right. Once the 15-minute time frame had opened up, not the green candle, but the red candle. All right. So I took an entry right there. Now, as you can see, it didn't even wick, right? There was no wick. It didn't even test this level. It just started to slowly reject. And then as we can look at the 15-minute time frame, I caught this whole move down here. Okay? I caught this whole move down here, and then I ended up getting out. About right here. All right. My P&L said 12%, but when I got out, it was really like 11.2%. Okay. So I exited right there. Right? Exit my trade right there. And I took profit, and it was about 11% trade. Now, the reason why I entered in right here is because I saw a fair value gap right here. Y'all see what I'm saying? So I saw this fair value gap and I said, okay, we could come down to this fair value gap and then I'll take my exit. Now, here's the thing. If I would have waited on a 15-minute for this candle to close and I took this entry, it would have reversed on me. The reason why I entered in right here is because we were at this resistance level. We came up higher, just like I said, this was the 21 EMA on the daily time frame. Because we were on the 21 EMA on a daily time frame and I started to see a rejection, that's when I entered in. We immediately came inside of this fair value gap, and then I got out because it was just a quick scalp. It was a quick trade, right? This candle opened up and then it went up. It came down a little bit. About 4 minutes in the candle, I was already out of the trade, and then it went up, right? And then as you can see, it started to make a bull flag, and then later on in the day, it did come up and it blasted off another $1.10. Okay? But I was able to scalp this move right here and got 11% on that because when you zoom out, let me show you one more time. When you zoom out, this is today, right? Now let's zoom out a little bit. How did I know that it was going to come up to here? We had these levels right here. Okay, whenever the stock came around this little area, it rejected, and then look at how low it dropped. Came up here, rejected, and it came all the way down, right? So I potentially was like, this could have been like a 40-50% trade if it would have rejected harder, but right now, it didn't reject as hard as it potentially could have. But because I saw this fair value gap, I knew that we was going to come down right here at least. And if we drop below this fair value gap, we was going to come down to this other fair value gap right here. But we got in right here. I saw 12% and I took that trade and I was done with it. All right. Like I always say, You do not have to catch the whole move, all right? I am not a greedy trader. I am not a greedy trader. I cannot emphasize that enough. If I take 1 to 2 trades per day and I make 10 to 15, 20% a day, at some point in time, I will be rich as fuck. It's that simple, right? We ain't got to make it more complicated than it got to be, right? And as your account grows, if I invest $3,000 in a trade and I make 10% on that same exact move, that is $300. If I invest $10,000 in a trade, that is $1,000, right? So you got to understand, I always say, focus on percentages. If your account is smaller right now, stop paying attention to the dollar amount. Focus on execution and percentages. If you focus on execution and percentages, it's only a matter of time until you become rich and wealthy and a multimillionaire when we're talking about trading. But if you keep chasing a dollar amount, you're going to keep getting burnt and getting put in a blender and losing money. All right? I took 2 trades today. One trade was 5% and this trade was 11%. Not mad at it. Not mad at it. I was done before. In Colombia right now, we're an hour behind Eastern time, right? So the market opens at 8:30. I was done by 9:55. An hour in the market, hour and a half, and I'm done. Get my money and I'm out of there. You're not meant to be in the market for 5, 6, 7 hours. You are a trader. You are not an analyst. You're not a broker. You are a trader. And as a trader, your job is to learn how to get in the market, get your money, and get up out of there and go enjoy your life. It's literally that simple. All right? So don't be in the market for 5, 6 hours and be losing money. Be a sniper. Learn how to read price action. Learn how to read the charts. Get in, get out, and go on about your day. I'm trying to tell you it's that simple. This is how you get money in the stock market. All right? You ain't got to be on the charts for 6 hours a day. All right? That's overrated. Okay? And always remember that the market is here to confuse you and it's here to trap you. That's another thing. That's why if I take 1 to 2 trades a day, usually 2 trades max, right? That's my sweet spot. When I first started trading a year and a half ago, I would see it. The more trades I took, the more money I lost. Very rarely did I take more than 2 trades. We'll say 3. Anytime I was above 3 trades in a day, the percentage of days that I was red was way higher than green. So that lets me know it's not about how many trades you take. It's about the quality of the trades. Because when you find a good setup, you can invest more money into that setup because you believe in that setup more, and then you'll be able to make more money on less trades. All right? So that's how we sniped MU today, Micron. It was a quick scalp. That's one of the trades. We hit Robinhood as well. But I want you guys to understand, it is not the dollar amount. It's not about the dollar amount. It's about the execution. All right? Remember that in percentages, and over time, you will be wealthy and rich. I promise you. All right? So like I always say, remember, get out of your head. Go get into this world because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right? And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry. All right? I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Peace.